Please adhere to YouTube select guidelines before viewing the content of this video. I do not encourage or condone any products, actions, or behaviors shown in this video. All videos are produced in a safe, professional, and controlled environment. Please do not attempt to replicate any actions performed during video. All actions are performed by professionals.
All right, so it is currently 4:47 in the afternoon, and today I'm going to be pouring my first drink from my massive handle of whiskey that I bought for $35 at a local liquor store near me. Inside this bottle, inside this handle, there is 1.75 liters of Evan Williams Bottled and Bond Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, which has been one of my most drank liquors as of late. I've been enjoying it a lot more so than not. So much so that I was like, you know what? I might as well just go ahead and get the mega jumbo bottle. And so as such, last time I was at the liquor store, that's exactly what I did. But then I realized that, well, this is actually my first ever bottle of this size ever. I don't normally buy really big bottles of liquor, and this is actually my first ever bottle of liquor of this size that I've ever purchased. And so as such, I was like, you know what? I should probably make a video of me pouring my first ever drink from it and, you know, just have a good time drinking, getting a little bit of a buzz in general. And so as such, that's exactly what I'm doing today. And I gotta admit, I'm looking forward to doing exactly that. But I do suppose before I go ahead and actually get to pouring my beverage, I should probably go ahead, kind of get the lid all off. That's probably necessary to pour some of this liquor out. Then after that, you know, I'm thinking I should probably mix it in with some stuff that I have with me today and, you know, get to drinking. But first off, as said, we need to get this off. But before even that, I actually want to grab a quick thumbnail real quick, as once this is off, it's not going back on. So let's grab a thumbnail real quick, if I possibly can. I'm going to try to grab a thumbnail that emphasizes the giant size of this bottle. Hopefully one of those will do. We will find out. All right, though. How do I get this open? I think I see a little pull tab right here. Let's see if I can grab that. I might need to use my knife because my fingernails are not grabbing it very well, but I have grabbed it good enough. I actually think I'm all good. All right, bet. I did not need to use my knife. That's pretty cool. All right, just like that. That's all off. And now we just need to get the next level off, and there we go. There is the lid. It's just a giant white lid right there, and overall, I gotta admit, this bottle, just in general, kind of looks comically large, and this is like a comically large lid for a liquor bottle, in my opinion. I love it. I love it. Without further ado, let's go ahead, get that off, and ooh, we could see we have a little bit of a slow pour right here, which I much appreciate. I really, really, really like the fact that there is a slow pour, because if there wasn't, I would absolutely be pouring myself too much all the time. Let's give it a smell. Man, oh man, that smells good. I do like the smell of this whiskey. And without further ado, let's grab my Crown Royal glass and let's see if I can actually pour. Oh man, I'm trying to hold this with one hand and like my arm is starting to shake. It's heavy. This is really heavy. But I do think, without further ado, it's time for me to go ahead and pour my first drink out of this massive handle of whiskey. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. Oh. I was kind of cheating there just for a second because I had it resting on the side of the glass. But I'm still going to count it. I used one hand. I really shouldn't have. I was probably about, I would have to say, 70% of the way to dropping the bottle. So probably not a great idea because I did just spend $35 on this bottle. I'd prefer not to smash it on the ground under me or spill it everywhere because I'd prefer to drink this liquor instead of drop it all over the ground. But, you know, I had to do it. I had to do a one-hand pour. What can I say? You know what I'm saying? What can I say? Without further ado, now that I've put the massive bottle over to the side, let's get my mixer all opened up. I've got some warm lemon-flavored carbonated water with me today. Let's get that open up and let's mix it in with my bourbon. just like that. And I do think, without further ado, it's time for me to go ahead and get to drinking my first ever drink from my massive, almost comically large handle of bourbon. Without further ado, let's get to drinking. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying? And man, I gotta admit, that's pretty solid. That is pretty solid. Absolutely no complaints on my behalf. Cheers, y'all. Ooh. A little bit of the whiskey taste underneath the carbonated water. And overall, a great first drink. I think I could have probably gone for a little bit more whiskey, a little bit more bourbon in the bottom of my drink before I poured sparkling water over top, but you know, I'm pretty content. I'm pretty content with the levels I put in nonetheless. I'm pretty happy. I feel like I got a burp though. I did drink like half of it in like the span of 15 seconds. So I do feel like I have to burp right now. Carbonation tends to do that now, doesn't it? Maybe not. What I can say though is that I already have a buzz hitting. Like, that didn't take very long at all. Now, granted, I've got a cold. The brain fog is kind of getting to me just a little bit. And, honestly, every time I, like, eat something, like, recently, I just, like, either immediately just feel different or feel better. And I am feeling both different and better now that I'm drinking a little bit of alcohol. I was hearing some noise. I thought there was something like in the grass in front of me or something, but nah. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm already feeling buzzed. I don't know how I'm already feeling. Like, I'm already feeling like I'm one drink deep, and I haven't even finished off my first drink yet. I am a lightweight, and I actually haven't had any liquor for, I would actually say probably the last week. Nah, 5 days. 5 days. I think it's been like 5 days since the last time I had any real liquor. I've been drinking hard ciders a good amount recently. They've been helping with the cold. But actual, like, liquor? Nah, haven't really been drinking too much. But what I can say is that I should have been drinking some liquor, because, man, this is wiping my cold away. This is, well, okay, in reality, it's really not. But it's wiping the negative aspects of my cold away for a short period of time, and then they will come back in an hour or two. But for the moment, for the time being, right now, as I'm sitting out here making this video, I feel fantastic. I feel better than I felt all day. And, you know, I'm gonna attribute it to the alcohol. You know what they say about alcohol? Alcohol sales, they're always a constant. Because if you're sad, you drink alcohol. If you're happy, you drink alcohol. If you have something to celebrate, you drink alcohol. If you have something to lament, you drink alcohol. When you feel great, you drink alcohol. When you're sick, you drink alcohol. When the world is upside down, what are you still drinking? You're still drinking alcohol. No matter what, alcohol, it stays constant. I actually don't know how good alcohol stocks are to invest in, but like, I'd imagine like not bad. I've never really looked into like Budweiser stocks or anything like that kind of thing, but like, I'd figure they'd be pretty good because alcohol really is a constant. Like, it's not like it's going anywhere. Alcohol is a pretty big constant in my personal opinion. It's just one of those things where people drink it for all sorts of occasions. So I'd figure the stocks would be pretty decent. But honestly, I have no idea. I'm not a finance person. Excuse me. I'm not a finance person. I'm more of an S&P 500 enthusiast, and that's just all I go for. Pouring myself another one. Man, this slow pour on the massive handle, though, so goated. If I didn't have the slow pour, honestly, I'll be pouring like way too much. And my nose is still running. My nose has been running so bad, and I just exhaled sharply. And oh man. Yeah, I just exhaled sharply, and it just went right down like that onto my chin, and I was like, bro, no, I need that off. I don't want that landing on my chin. I'm okay. In fact, I don't want my nose to be stocked up in general, but there ain't nothing I could do about it. So, you know, I'd might as well have another drink. That's what I'm saying, at least. And, you know, before my next drink, might as well. That was all there was to my mixer, though. This video, I realized the title is pouring my first drink out of my massive handle of whiskey. I did just pour my second drink as well, but technically still my first drink because I was still going through my first mixer. Although, actually, I really don't think that's the right way to look at it, because then if I look at it that way, I could just get a 2-liter of Coca-Cola and mix together rum and Cokes, and until I'm done with my first 2-liter of Coca-Cola, I'm still not done with my first drink. Oh man, I need a sip of alcohol. I was gonna crack a joke there, but then I just kept coughing. I was gonna make a joke though. I was gonna say that this is the handle of alcohol you buy when your wife says, oh, you can only buy one more handle of whiskey, no more. Yeah, just one handle of whiskey. That's all I bought. This is what you get when your wife tells you only one more bottle. Now that's what I'm saying. I thought I had to burp. I didn't. I did have to burp. Only a spoonful, you know what I'm saying? Only a spoonful. Yes, you can have one spoonful of ice cream. Comically large spoon. That's what you need if you're only taking one spoonful of ice cream. Oh, I'm only gonna buy one handle of whiskey. Insert comically large handle of whiskey. Now that's what I'm talking about. Now, I don't know this for sure, but I'm guessing the next size up from this handle is probably a 55-gallon drum. That's just my guess, at least. Like a 55-gallon drum of oil. But instead of oil, it's just bourbon. I don't know if I'd want to drink bourbon out of a 55-gallon, like, oil drum. That sounds like stuff would probably leach into the bourbon, and it probably wouldn't taste... I don't know. I'm already not the biggest fan of, like, alcohol being packaged in plastic. I prefer my alcohol to be packaged in glass, because glass doesn't affect the taste of anything. It's glass. But, like, metal and plastic kind of be leaching into stuff. Like, the expiration date on water bottles isn't for the expiration date of the water. Like, the water is probably older in reality than any of us, kind of thing. The water itself doesn't expire. It's the plastic bottle that expires, and it starts leaching into the water and then makes it not good to drink anymore. Glass is like the ultimate. Glass is like the ultimate. There are benefits and downsides, though. Like, I mean, like, I was using a glass water bottle in, like, middle school, I think, for a while there. Because I was like, ooh, glass water bottle. Like, that's going to be fire because I'm not going to be tasting any of the plastic from the water bottle or anything like that. Because up until that point, all I had used were, like, not great, low-quality plastic water bottles. I had never used, like, a Nalgene bottle or anything like that, which is far superior, in my opinion, than any other plastic water bottle out there. I have mine with me today. But, I was like, let me use a glass water bottle. And I used it for like 6 months successfully without ever dropping it. And then I dropped it one day and it smashed everywhere. And yeah, that was the end of it. And I was like, okay, if I just drop this water bottle just a little bit, it's going to smash. I can never use a glass water bottle again. So, yeah, glass is great. I love like glass bottled sodas and stuff like that. But actually, like a water bottle to use every day, I'm not willing to spend the money on glass just because I don't want to break it. There's benefits and downsides to every container that you can put liquid in. Is there any container that has no downsides? Glass is smashable. Water and metal can kind of leach into your water or whatever liquid you have and can affect the taste. To an extent. Depends on the quality of the metal and the plastic, of course. Wood, that's still going to affect the taste, but also it's wood. But also not every wood is good to make water bottles with. Canvas, you could make a canvas water bottle technically, but I don't know. I think there's benefits and downsides to pretty much every container that a liquid can be put in, honestly. Yeah. Excuse me. I gotta admit, though, am I feeling better? Now that I'm having some alcohol with my cold, I am feeling better. I am feeling better. I was feeling a bit out of it at the beginning of this video. I was feeling just very brain foggy. Like, the main thing that's going on with this cold, it's definitely not hitting as hard as it was, like, probably, like, 3 or 4 days ago. Thankfully, 3 or 4 days ago, it was not fun. It was straight sickness hell. It wasn't, like, the worst thing I've ever experienced. Like, thankfully, there was no nausea or anything like that. But just, like, trying to even think was just, like, I can't think right now. It was just that much brain fog. And it's better than it was. But I still have, like, significant brain fog. Rough throat, stocked up nose. Every once in a while, I blew my nose, like, before this video, and I had one paper towel. I had to go back inside and grab another paper towel because there was that much stuff in my nose. I don't understand how my nose has produced that much snot, frankly put. I have no idea how. Like, how my nose has produced that much, I just don't understand it. I figured there would be, like, a limit to the amount of snot that can be produced, but I really don't think there is. My body, for the last week, has transferred from a cigarette smoking machine to a snot producing machine. And that's just what a cold does to you. And it's just not great, frankly put. It's just not great. Excuse me. But it certainly ain't gonna stop me from having a smoke. That's for sure, that's for sure. Oh. It's getting a little bit dark out here. Getting around sunset. What time is it? It's currently 5:07. It's probably about sunset right now, but it's so gray that I can't really tell, honestly. I got the lights out here on, though, so I'm all good. And, no, I'm honestly just chilling. I got a nice buzz going. Buzz is hitting, even with, honestly, very little liquor in my mixed drink. It's still hitting. And, overall, I'm feeling better than I was at the beginning of this video. Just thinking about what I said about, like, alcohol stock prices, though, like, I should probably look into, like, if alcohol stocks are actually a worthwhile investment. Like, for my retirement accounts, I'm like, I don't wanna take any risks at all, no matter what. I don't want to take any risks with my retirement accounts. So I just go S&P 500. But I should look at like alcohol stocks. I'm not to like buy them, because I'm so risk averse when it comes to spending money that I just go for the S&P 500, because even if it goes down, it's going to go up eventually. That's the beauty of having an amalgamation of 500 different stocks. Even if all of them are doing badly, there might be one that's still doing well, kind of thing. I'm like, hell, it's, what is it, like 8% of the S&P 500 right now is Nvidia? I think that's nuts, frankly put. That's what it is at the recording of this video's time, though, at least. Who knows when this video gets put up? It could have massively changed in just a day or two. But I should take a look at alcohol stocks. I'm like genuinely curious now to know what the stocks are like. And I'm not even like a stock person. I'm not a finance person. I have no interest in day trading or anything like that kind of thing. I'm just curious to know if alcohol stocks are actually a worthwhile investment. I wonder. I should make a video on that. I should do research and make a video on that. Day drinking and discussing if alcohol stocks are a good investment opportunity. Oh, that's a banger idea. Man. This alcohol is giving me some banger ideas, y'all. All right, bet. Yeah. I don't know when that video is going to be going up, but it will be coming up in the future. Let me just put it that way. I'm going to have to do some research, take a look at, like, the top 10 alcohol stocks in the United States, and see if, over time, they are good investment options, or to see if they kind of just remain constant. I'm not sure. I wonder. You can even go deeper than that, frankly put, because there's the whole investing in microbreweries thing, which is way more risky. From an outside perspective, it seems way more risky to invest in a microbrewery and stuff like that kind of thing. But I've heard of people doing it. I've heard of people investing in wine, like vineyards and stuff like that kind of thing, like really small wine vineyards and whatnot. I don't know what they got as a return, but they invested in it, kind of thing. I've heard of that sort of stuff before. But honestly, yeah, you could go so deep with investing into alcohol and stuff like that. Like microbreweries and tiny little vineyards and stuff like that kind of thing. You could go as deep as you want with your investments. But I think for a video on whether alcohol stocks are a good investment or not, and I'm not a finance person, I want to clarify. I think just covering the stocks would probably be the most essential point. But it would be interesting to take a look into other stuff as well, like the microbreweries. Not that it's something I really have an interest in doing. I don't. I'm very risk adverse when it comes to where my money goes for my retirement fund. I am very risk adverse when it comes to that. But just be interesting to learn about in general. So honestly, I might have to look it up. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do for the rest of the day, and there we go. There we go. Take a look at alcohol stocks and figure out if they're a good investment or not. Perfect. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's a banger idea. I am absolutely going to have to make that video. I am absolutely going to have to make that video, without a doubt. A banger idea. I like that idea. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. This brain fog has been like so heavy for the last 2 weeks, where I haven't actually been thinking of too many video ideas, just because my brain has been empty for the last 2 weeks, frankly put. But there's a video idea right there, and that's a banger video idea in my opinion. So yeah, I can't complain. I can't complain. I give credit to the alcohol and to my massive handle of Evan Williams Bottled and Bond White Label Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. That's what I'm saying. And that's all I had. That's all I had to my second drink. And I think that's all I had to say for today's video. Appreciate y'all watching. Appreciate y'all watching today's video. Hope you guys have enjoyed watching. I know I've enjoyed making this video. It's been a great time pouring my first drink out of my massive handle of whiskey and drinking some alcohol. I got a nice buzz going. Excuse me. Appreciate y'all watching today's video. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Like, subscribe, of course. Check out everything in the description down below. Till the next one, stay safe and peace, and have a great one.